Hey YouTube, welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is your host, Detroit, once again coming to you from the bunker here in Rochelle Park with another episode of Axis and Allies, the Garrison, the YouTube Wars. Guys, it is the beginning of the last round of this very interesting and exciting game that we have been playing. The conflict that has been raging from the very beginning since round one. We're finally at the end, or at the beginning actually, of round 8. It is Germany's turn, and Dutch Lancaster will do his best to absolutely hold off the Soviet Red Army from attacking critical territories that are essential for an Axis victory. Currently, the Axis have a total of 10 victory points accumulated. They are as follows. The Axis have Paris, they have Berlin, they have Warsaw, they have Rome, they have the victory objective of Mediterranean. They also have the victory city of Cairo. So that's a total of 6 victory points that the Axis have in Europe. Now in the Pacific, the Japanese have a total of 4 points, and they are as follows. They have Tokyo, Manila, Calcutta, and the victory objective point of Southeast Asia. That's a total of 4, making it a grand total combined Axis of 10 victory points. Okay, so needless to say, the Axis are just shy of 2 points that are required for them to achieve the final victory of 12 points, which they must maintain until the very end of this round. Okay, so you know what? Some guys are saying, oh, it's an uphill struggle for the Axis, and you know what? I have to agree. When you look at the overall geographic situation for the military situation for the Axis, it's actually an uphill struggle at this point in time. Somewhere between round 6 and round 7, the Axis, I believe, lost the initiative. I always felt that all the way up to round 6, the Axis had the initiative. Somewhere after round 6 and 7, the Axis lost the initiative to the Allies. However, having said that, the game is not over. Okay, this game will be concluded, and we won't know until who is the actual winner until the end of round 8. And of course, we still have Russia to go, and we still have Japan, the UK, and Italy. So a lot can still happen in the latter stages of this game. Okay, all right, so the coming round will be the moves made by Germany under the command of Dutch Lancaster. Please bear with me. Okay, I believe I may have made a mistake here or two, but the reason for that is because my good friend Dutch Lancaster didn't make it easy for me. Okay, what I mean by that is that normally when I recap other people's videos, I have to sit down and watch their moves. And trust me when I tell you that a lot of times I have to rewatch one particular episode a couple of times before I make sense of what's going on. And that's normally when they're speaking to me in English. Dutch played a trick on me, and he actually recapped his video, his moves, his turn, while speaking Dutch, okay, or German. I'm not even sure what language he was using, but yeah, he definitely made it difficult for me. So, you know, he got that one on me, and of course it made it a little bit more difficult for me to make sense of what was going on. So please bear with me if I made any mistakes in this German turn. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode as always, and as I like to say, let me know what your thoughts are regarding the strategies and tactics that we are using in this game. Enjoy. All right, guys, so it is the beginning of episode 8.1. It is Nazi Germany's turn to make its combat moves this round, okay? And of course, Germany is currently under the command of our very good friend, Dutch Lancaster. All right, so let's go ahead with the actual points accumulated by the Axis so far up to this point in the conflict. Okay, the Axis powers, okay, in Europe currently have Paris, Berlin, Warsaw, Rome, okay, the victory objective point of the Mediterranean, and Cairo, Egypt. All right, so that's a total of 3, 4, 5, 6 victory points that the Axis have in Europe. Now, in the Pacific, all right, the Japanese, now I'm not going to go, please disregard what you're seeing here on the Pacific theater side of the war. Reason being that I have already made Japan's moves for round 3. Keep in mind that my partners have moved forward with their pace in the game. So this side of the theater of war is actually ahead when compared when compared to the rest of the board in Europe. So, but however, just to give you an idea, the Japanese do have 4 victory points in the Pacific, and they are Japan, okay, the Philippines, French Indochina, and Calcutta. So that's a total of 4 victory points that the Japanese have in the Pacific, totaling 10 victory points for the Axis overall. So now it is the beginning of round 8, okay, and the Axis have 10 out of 12 positive needed points that are required for the Axis to win the game, and they must maintain a total of 12 points all the way till the end of round 8. All right, so let's go ahead then with the combat movements for Germany round 8.1. All right, so Germany will be declaring a total of 4 battles, and they will be as follows. Let's start with the battle for Sea Zone 91, a very hotly contested naval sea zone, because the Germans have made it a mission objective, okay, to deny the U.S. control of Sea Zone 91. By them doing so, they have been able to stop any Allied incursions into the Northern Atlantic, or for that matter, deep into the Mediterranean Sea. So let's go ahead with the actual combat movements for the battle in Sea Zone 91. And let me just repeat. There will be a total of 4 battles that the Germans will be declaring this turn. All right, so you have 2 German warships, 1 carrier and 1 destroyer in Sea Zone 105. The German fleet will make steam and head south at a movement of 1 and 2. We'll be declaring the American fleet consisting of 2 destroyers, 1 submarine, and 4 naval transports in Sea Zone 91. Okay, that attack will be aided or assisted by a strategic bomber coming from southern France at a movement of 1, 2, and 3. This particular, let me see, it was 1, 2, and 3. This strategic bomber squadron will have 3 movements left in its fuel gauge. In addition, you'll have 1 tactical fighter and 1 bomber squadron, 1 fighter and 1 tactical bomber squadron heading to support that attack in Sea Zone 91 at a movement of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me see, is that correct? 1, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these aircraft will have 1 movement left in their fuel gauges as well. So the attack will be comprised of 1 destroyer, 1 carrier, 1 strategic bomber, 1 tactical bomber, and 1 fighter attacking the U.S. fleet off the coast of Morocco, Sea Zone 91. So let's go ahead with the second battle. The second battle will be for Slovakia, Hungary, where you have 2 advanced German artillery divisions heading south and will move in and attack the single Russian infantry divisions defending in Slovakia, Hungary. All right, so battle for Eastern Poland. In this battle, you'll have a total of, a total of 6 infantry divisions, okay, moving into Eastern Poland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's a total of 6 artillery divisions. Let me make that correction. That'll be 6 artillery divisions attacking 2 Russian infantry divisions and 1 AAA in Eastern Poland. And last but not least, the battle for Baltic states. In this battle, you'll have 2 artillery moving in from Poland itself, all right, and an additional artillery division, advanced artillery division coming from Germany at a movement of 1 and 2. And let's not forget that, and according to the BBR, advanced artillery can move at 2. They can blitz. 2 movements will be the allowed movements for the advanced artillery divisions. Okay, and that does it for the attacks that were declared by Dutch Lancaster, and that is the order of battle. All right, so the purchases that Dutch Lancaster made for the German Third Reich are as follows. He started this turn with 53 IPCs, which he purchased 7 infantry divisions, 2 fighter squadrons, and 1 destroyer for the Kriegsmarine, and that's a total of 53 IPCs. So let's go over the battles that were just fought. The battles went as follow. The battle for Baltic states. In this battle, the Germans were highly successful. They were able to wipe out the defending German in the ground infantry division in Baltic states. Okay. On their return fire, the Russians did not inflict any casualties on the attacking German forces. Battle for Eastern Poland. In this battle, I forgot to, I actually made an error. I have forgotten to place 1 Russian advanced or super tank in Eastern Poland. In this attack, the battle also went in favor of the Germans. All 4 of the defending Russian ground units were destroyed, but on their return fire, they were able to destroy 2 or take out 2 German artillery divisions that performed the initial attack. All right, the third battle, the battle for Slovakia-Hungary, another German victory. The Germans were able to take out the defending Russian infantry on the return fire. The Russians were able to take out 1 German artillery division that was attacking. All right. By the way, I just realized I made another error, and that's that this attack in the Baltic states was also supported by a Heinkel coming from southern France at a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me make that movement. So this attack was supported by a Heinkel this turn. All right, so let me just make that move there so that there will be no confusions later or any questions asked by my viewers. All right, the battle for Sea Zone 91. In this battle, a massive victory for the Germans. The entire fleet, the entire U.S. fleet, consisting of 4 naval transports, 2 destroyers, okay, and 1 U.S. submarine was sunk. Okay, the Germans lost 1 destroyer, okay, 1 tactical bomber, all right, and that was it. Okay, so very few losses, considerably when you think in terms of proportions, the Germans did lose very few forces in this attack. All right, so when compared to the Americans, so let's go ahead and land these aircraft that attacked Sea Zone 91. The German Heinkel bomber has 3 movements left, which will then make a movement of 1 and 2. This bomber squadron now is in Algeria. Okay, the remaining German fighter squadron, okay, in Sea Zone 91 will land on the German carrier, the Graf Zeppelin. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead then with the remainder of the landings that have to be performed. It's just 1. The German Heinkel bomber that attacked in Baltic states. This bomber squadron only has 1 movement left in its fuel gauge, and it will be landing in Poland. All right, so Germany regains Baltic states, Eastern Poland, and Slovakia, Hungary. So definitely there is some pushback coming from the German army, the Wehrmacht, and the reason is because they want to make it difficult for the Russian Red Army to easily retake Warsaw during their turn. So that's the reason why the Germans are pushing back on the Eastern Front. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead then with the final placements of the newly purchased and recruited units for the German army. All 7 of the newly purchased recruited infantry divisions will be placed in Berlin, in Germany proper. So that's a total of 7 infantry. Okay, the 2 newly built Messerschmitt fighter squadrons will also be placed in Germany. All right, and the single destroyer will be placed in C-Zone 114. All right, so very practical, common sense placement for the newly recruited and placed and purchased units of the German army. Makes sense, okay? Definitely, Dutch Lancaster is looking to build up Germany's defenses against the coming Russian attack, which of course is to come later this round. Okay, when it's Russia's turn. All right, guys, this is the end for Germany's turn. The next round is the Soviet Union's turn, and the Soviet Union is under the command of VK Cowboy, who will absolutely make it will give it his best at potentially either attacking Warsaw, okay, Poland, or Germany itself. He's going to attack, I would presume, either one or potentially both territories, and we shall find out. All right, so guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. As always, let me know what your thoughts are regarding the strategies and tactics that Dutch Lancaster used in this particular turn.